Hey up everybody, Benny's back again. Right, so today I'll be making a cheesy Bolognese Gnocchi bake. So there you go. There's quite a few ingredients, so I'll show you them and we'll get cracking. Right, so we have 2 slices of bacon, which I'm going to be chopping up. We have 4 shallots there, they're small ones, or 2 big ones, whatever. It says 1 carrot chopped. I had some carrot batons left that need using up, so I'm going to use those instead. 2 stalks of celery, which are there, which I'm going to be finely diced. 3 cloves of garlic. You would want about 400 grams of extra lean beef mince. That's just lean beef mince, not extra, but hey. You want some mixed herbs. I'm using Italian mixed herbs. You want a tin of tomatoes, about 400 gram tin of tomatoes, chopped tomatoes. I've got there in a packet again, which I used the other day. You will need some tomato paste, a pint of puree, some balsamic vinegar, some granulated sweetener, sugar. I'm using a little bit of caster sugar there. You will need 240 mils of chicken or beef stock. I'm using chicken. I've put the stock cube in there. I haven't put the water in yet, but that will be coming. You will need a 500 gram pack of gnocchi, or if you want to make it yourself, make it yourself, but you know, it's a lot easier this way. You're going to need about 120 grams of mature cheddar, which is going to be grated, salt and pepper, and lastly, but not least, some basil leaves, which will be torn in and added at the end. So there you go. That is the lot. Right, I'll just do my prep and we'll get cracking. Right, so I've got my pan on a medium heat. That's our chopped bacon. So the first thing we're going to do is crispen this off. Get it nice and crispy. Should take 4 or 5 minutes to do so. And there's some of that lovely fat off that's in there. You can remove the fat if you want to, but hey, it'll help to the pan for the next stage as well. So I'll come back in a second when these are done. Right, so that's a lovely colour on this bacon now. I said about 5 minutes on a medium-high heat. So I'm just going to turn that down for the time being. I shall remove this, put it into a bowl, set it aside. Okay, so I removed the bacon. There was a little bit of the bacon fat in the bottom there, which is lovely. I've just added about a tablespoon of olive oil in there. So we're going to go in with our trinity here, our chopped shallots, chopped celery and carrot. There we go. So we're going to fry those off until they're softened, again on a medium heat. Should take 4 to 5 minutes, something like that, I would have thought. You just got to give it some love and keep stirring. Make sure everything's coated in that oil and the bacon fat. And away we go, so I'll come back shortly. Right, so just a little tip here. I've just added just a little bit. You can either use water or the stock. I added a little bit of stock to this, just to help cook these down quicker. So it won't be frying; it'll be steaming, and then it'll go back to frying again. But I just found it softens everything down a little bit easier. So these won't need too much more. They've had about 2 or 3 minutes. So I'll come back again in a second. Well, those have had a few minutes now. Like I say, I added a bit of stock and water into there. I also put the lid on, and it just softens the carrots and the celery up and the shallots. So that's nicely done now. Right, so next to go in is our garlic. Give that a little swoosh around. Instant waft of garlic there. Right, next to go in is our ground beef. So, let's get it in. This is some of the stuff we got from Costco's that we froze. Good stuff. Right, so just crank the heat up a little bit while you're frying your mince. And now I've got my masher and all that, my mince masher, but I'm just going to do it with a spoon. So I shall come back. It takes about 4 or 5 minutes just to brown this mince off. Okay, so that's nicely browned off now, as you can see, sizzling away. So we'll go back in with our bacon. That can go back in. Yummy. Right, so I'm going to start putting in our liquids now. So our tomatoes is going to go in. Well, that doesn't look nice, does it? I didn't really open that up too well. Give it a stir quickly. Our stock's going in there. Make sure that's nicely combined. Lovely. Give that a stir around. Just going to turn that down a little tad for now. I do want it to come up to the boil, but it's coming up a bit quickly. So, 3 tablespoons of tomato puree going into here next. So I'm going to guess 1, 2, 3. That's near enough. I can get the lid back on. Doesn't want to go back on. And that's going to get stirred into this sauce. Right, we need a tablespoon of balsamic now. So again, I'm just going to eyeball this. It's about right. Tablespoon of balsamic. Make sure that's combined into there. Right, next we need, where's my teaspoon measurement? 1 teaspoon. A teaspoon of granulated sweetener or sugar. I'm going to use caster sugar just to bring out like this. The acidity of the tomatoes. That will just equalise it up a bit. And we also need, where our half a tablespoon of dried mixed herbs. I'm using Italian seasoning. So there we go, that's that in there. Maybe slightly a bit more there, but hey. Lovely. Right. We're going to cover that up, bring it to the boil, cover it up and leave it simmering for about 20 minutes. Just so this sauce thickens up slightly. It is coming up to the boil more or less. Oops. Don't want to annoy people by doing that. I do really, but hey. Right, so there you go. Lid on, let it simmer for 20. Be back soon, guys. Right, so that has had its 20 minutes. So, now the gnocchi. This full pack of gnocchis going in. That's a 500 gram bag of ready-made gnocchi. Now this may absorb some of the liquid, so once this is nicely covered, okay, I'm going to pop the lid back on, and it's going to simmer away for 5 to 8 minutes, but I'm going to have to maybe stir occasionally, just in case it thickens up too much and absorbs too much of the liquid, or it might catch on the bottom depending on what pan you're using. So I'm just going to put the lid back on there and cook that for 5 to 8 minutes. Right, so I've finished that off and I've put it into a casserole dish, and we're going to finish the rest of it off in the big cassoulet. We're going to put the cheese on top of here, and we're just going to grill it for about 4 minutes, and that's all we need. So I'll just crack on with this. Just trying to spread it about as much as I can so you get an even coating of cheese. That's it, all done. So, in 1 second, I'll just adjust the camera. Right, so Grand Zone, we're going to put it on grill. I'm going to put it on 240. In fact, I'm going to knock it down a little bit. 220, just for 4 minutes, just to melt that cheese, and then we can serve up. Right, that is now out of the oven. It's bubbling away still, so I'm just going to let that settle down for a little bit just before I plate up. So that is my cheesy Bolognese pasta bake. Yummy, it smells delish. Right, that's it all plated up. So you know what time it is now. It's triple tea time for Betty. Right, really looking forward to this one. It smells absolutely banging, to be fair. It really, really does. So I'm going to dig in, give it a go. See if I can get the full Monty with a bit of basil as well. Here we go. Wow. Wow, that's good. That is really good.
I'm sat here in the background with my jammies on, and that is amazing.
That is really nice. The soft, fluffy gnocchi, the nice crust of the cheese on the top, the basil, the lovely Bolognese. Oh, where's this been in our lives? Wow.
Wow.
I love that little crunch on the top with the cheese. It's just got that nice little firm cheesy crust. It's just delicious. Wow. Really, really like that. 1,000,000% give that one a go. That is absolutely banging. A nice, cheap midweek meal. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. But before I leave, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your lovely comments, and thanks for all your lovely shares and all your lovely recipe ideas. Keep them all coming as usual, but definitely give that one a go. I know I always say it, but that hits the spot. That's really comforting. Really nice, and that is a Slimming World recipe as well, more or less. Absolutely beautiful. Right, see you soon, guys. Bye for now.